Music Access. For little Benji, Monday was as happy as it could get. Tuesday was joyful, and it continued all the way on to Sunday. And if I can particularly pick out what I used to do on Sundays, it has to be practice. Whether it was violin, music, writing lyrics, or doing something, That's what I used to do, and as time passed by, I realized I'm not so little anymore. I've come to the age where I realize that there's less happy days. So in order to be truly happy, what should Sunday Benji and the rest of you bros and sisses do in order to fulfill this? The first song you heard today, Sunday, May 31st, 2015, was Geek in the Pink by Jason Mraz. What's up, Music Access bros and sisters? Are you guys starting off a great day? Today is the last day of May of 2015. The 31st are Sunday First Corner, You and Me song, and Second Hour Corner, Message Time, as well as Just Ask Benji. Right now, we'll be taking a break for a week, and instead, it'll be time for you guys to just ask me any questions you're curious about. On the title, just put Just Ask and send in your messages on our message board. Here's how you can listen and participate. You can download the Arirang Radio or TuneIn Radio application on your smartphone, and you can also send us messages through the app using the comment function. You can also listen to us by visiting our website www.arirangradio.com/musicaccess and leave your messages there on our message board. Another way you can tune in is through terrestrial DMB, but this is only available for our listeners living on Jeju Island. The frequencies are 88.7 for Jeju City, 88.1 for Seogwipo, and 101.9 for Daejeong. Y'all have been sending in great song requests, so as always, keep them coming non-stop by posting a message on our message board under the title Request. Now let's check out two songs before we move on. The first song is Irreplaceable by Beyonce, followed by What Do You Want From Me by Adam Lambert. I love you, Sunday sun. The week's not yet begun, and everything is quiet, and it's always you and me, always and forever. We'll be together day to day with Music Access, You and Me song.
I love you, Sunday sun. The week's not yet.
You and me in space such as Music Access. Instead of looking into each other's eyes, we're listening to each other's voices. That's right, it's time to fall into stories and songs, learning about you and listening to your stories and great music with You and Me song. And our first song comes from Kim Chae-nang from Korea, saying, "Wow, I'm so glad to be hearing Benji's voice with so much free time that I have. I used to always listen to the radio secretly at work. Did you have a great golden week? I went on a trip with my parents. I'm getting ready to start new work, so I also wanted to spend some quality time with my family. Ben DJ, you probably miss your parents too, right? But don't be too sad because we're all here for you to cheer you up. You're going to be even more successful. I'll listen to your radio more often and send you lots of messages. I'm always looking forward to what Ben DJ and Music Access are going to bring. Thank you always for letting us hear your beautiful voice and brightening our days with your outgoing personality. And I love you so much. I'm so lucky to have met Benji of BIG, and I just wanted to let you know that listening to Music Access brings me happiness." It's messages like these, and that really kind of put things in perspective for me because, I'm always, I consider every message a conversation. For me, that's something that it's unchanged since my first broadcast, and it remains the same, and I think it will remain the same as I continue to do radio. Via messages, it's a way for both of us to communicate. And even if, I don't immediately get a response back after I, talk to you, it's still great to hear something like that. The fact that people are not only supporting radio, but also besides that, supporting me as a person, saying that, even though you can't, see your parents as often, we're still here for you. Something like that. Saying and hearing things like that are things that make me as a DJ, sitting here talking to all of you feel very, very special. And I don't want you to thank me. I want to thank you for listening to radio and, enjoying, the things that I do. Because for me, being on the radio is a really, really fun experience. I come here, I talk with you guys, I listen to music. And I don't consider this, work at all. I don't consider this like, oh, I have to do radio today. It's, oh, I have 2 hours to play today. Oh, it's awesome. Because you guys know I love talking. And so, 채낭 씨, 김채낭 씨, 김채낭님, 누나? Anyways, I don't know because we don't have age on here, but thank you so much for your message. It was very, very heartfelt and very heartwarming. And I just want to let you know that you listening to Music Access brings me happiness. Yep. All right, now let's check out 2 songs before we move on back. The first song is Crush, Crush, Crush by Paramore, requested by Kana of Japan, followed by Stronger by Kanye West featuring Daft Punk. We just heard Crush, Crush, Crush by Paramore, followed by Stronger by Kanye West featuring Daft Punk. This brought back so many memories listening to this song, because I remember I was in junior high school when this song came out, and I saw the music video on a TV station, and it just blew me away, because this song was, like, for me at the time, just super, super amazing. Anyways, we're back to listening to your guys' stories and great music with, really, really great music with You and Me song on the first hour of our Sunday show. And our next song comes from Myrene Silva from Portugal, saying, "Hello Benji, this is my first time posting on the Music Access message board. Well, it's also because of Sam, because I was missing listening to him and his voice on radio, and I heard he was on Music Access, so I'm here too. I just woke up and you're waking me up with a smile already. Myrene." Oh, thank you. And that's true for those of you who don't know quite yet. Sam, aka Sam Goo, aka Mr. Music Genius, is on Music Access as a guest now, and we're having a lot of fun. Our corner has to do with it's a music selection battle where we recommend songs to you guys, and then we try to pick a song that correlates to a situation, and between the 2 songs that we selected, only one song gets chosen. It's a really, really fun corner, so be on the lookout for that. If you want to check out information on that, you can go on our website and find out details. And Sam is an awesome guy, just overall, his musicality, his personality, his awesomeality, his super coolity, all those alities is really what makes him Sam. And, we love having him. So, yeah, don't forget to tune in for that, because it's going to be super awesome. All right, let's check out 2 more songs. The first song requested by Joanna of the USA is This Kiss by Faith Hill, followed by Again by Lenny Kravitz. I wonder if I will continue, and yes I will. We just heard This Kiss by Faith Hill, followed by Again by Lenny Kravitz. You're listening to Music Access with me, Benji of B.I.G., and it's our time together with You and Me song, where we learn about you and listen to your stories and great music with You and Me song. And our next message comes from Sevgi Aydin from Turkey, saying, "Hi Benji, our energy transformer DJ. How are you today? I'm not good because the weather is very hot. I think summer has come completely, but I don't like warmth. I already miss winter, snow, and rain. What do I do? How about you? Which season do you like? If it's summer, come to Turkey right now because summer is awesome in Turkey. If the weather stays very hot, we eat Turkish ice cream so that we feel refreshed. Do you know Turkish ice cream? It's really delicious. And lastly, Benji oppa, bye-bye." Let's see. Turkish ice cream. I see it a lot actually, because they have it in Korea as well. And the Turkish ice cream vendors are very, very playful. They don't ever just give you the ice cream. They give you 2 cones, or they give you the ice cream, but then they take the ice cream away. Or they'll pretend that the ice cream's gonna drop, but then it's actually still attached. They don't just give it to you. There is a whole show associated with the whole showmanship associated with the presentation, which is something that's super, super, super awesome. I feel like which season I like is really dependent on my mood at the time. When it comes to summer right now, I really like spring. Spring and the kind of fall weather when it gets a little bit cooler. But at the same time, warm weather is super, super nice just for when you kick back and relax. I feel like if I had a vacation to just spend and do nothing with, I might like summer. But as it stands, doing all this stuff and going back and forth in between buildings with air conditioning, I feel like spring isn't bad because, right now I go outside and it's like super, super hot. Then you go inside and it's actually sometimes a little bit chilly, because of the air conditioning. So, it's not bad. But, sometime soon, hopefully, we have to go to Turkey because, we got our Turkish beginnings in the house. And besides that, Turkey is just a place that I've always been really curious about. Also, in terms of food, they have a lot of delicious food. So hopefully we'll get a chance to go soon. And stay cool, Sevgi. I know the weather's hot, but get that Turkish ice cream in your system and cool down. Alright, now let's check out 2 songs before we move on. The first song is I Just Wanna by Amber featuring Eric Nam, requested by Mod of Thailand. Followed by You Are Man by SS501, requested by Turkey's Barawan. We're back, and we just heard I Just Wanna by Amber featuring Eric Nam, followed by You Are Man by SS501. Back to Music Access's You and Me song. Let's check out our next message coming from Isabel from the Philippines, saying, Hello DJ Benji, I hope you're doing good and also feeling healthy. I'm an avid listener of the show, but I seldom leave messages on the message board. Well, just dropping by to say hi and hope you're having a wonderful week. You should leave more messages on the message board as well because I always want to hear from you. Anytime that I get a message from someone that doesn't really send in messages, I get super, super excited because for me, when I first read it, it's like, oh, maybe it's a new listener. But then a lot of the times, it's not so much a new listener, but more of someone that just doesn't write on the message board as much, which, I think it's a shame. You should write on the message board more often because I'd love to know how you're doing, how the weather is where you are, what you did today. All this stuff I'm really, really curious about. So, Isabel, write more on the message board because I'll always be ready for your message. Alright, and thanks so much everyone for sending us your awesome stories. I hope you enjoyed the songs as well as on our Sunday Corner on You and Me song. Now let's check out 2 songs before we move on back. The first song requested by Yasmin of the USA is 이쁘게 입고 나와 by 소년공화국, followed by 5분만 더 by NCR and Yano and Sangdo. Alright, and it's the end of our first hour. Right after a short break, we're going to listen to your stories with Message Time and Just Ask Benji right now. We'll come back with the second hour after listening to a song. The song is What Goes Around Comes Around by Justin Timberlake. Yes, you're listening to Music Access with me, Benji of BIG, and our first song starting off the second hour of our show for Sunday, May 31st, was Quando 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 by Michael Bublé featuring Nelly Furtado. And it's time to hear more about you. We have Message Time and Just Ask Benji right now coming up in the second hour of our Sunday program. So here's how you guys can listen and participate. You can download the Arirang Radio or TuneIn Radio app on your smartphone and send us messages via the app using the comment function. You can also listen to us by visiting our website www.arirangradio.com/musicaccess and leave your messages there on our message board. Another way you can tune in is through terrestrial DMB, but this is only available for our listeners living on Jeju Island. The frequencies are 88.7 for Jeju City, 88.1 for Seogwipo, and 101.9 for Daejeong. Alright, before we get to Message Time and Just Ask Benji right now, let's check out some songs. The first song is Hold My Hand by Jess Glynn, followed by Let It Go, but not that Let It Go, it's Let It Go by James Bay. We're back, and we just heard Hold My Hand by Jess Glynn, followed by Let It Go by James Bay. You're listening to the second hour of Music Access for Sunday. Well, we'll be sharing your stories on Message Time. And our first message comes from Darcy Ann from the USA saying, 친애하는 Benji, dear Benji, the many ways to say I love you. Oh my gosh, it's an I love you message. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 ways to say it. Alright. The first one is I love you. Okay, 16 actually. Je t'aime, French. Te amo, Spanish. Ti amo, Italian. 사랑해, Korean. 와 아이니, Chinese. 아이시테루, Japanese. Ich liebe dich, German. Volimte, Croatian. Meloija, Czech. Ekauwenia, Dutch. Mahal Keita, Filipino. Estivimelu, Latvian. Kohamche, Polish. Tayubesk, Romanian. And Snizviorum, Turkish. 당신에게 내 마음에서. So to you, from my heart to yours, Benji, in friendship. 자신을 돌보. Take care, Benji. Wow, she aced it. Remember, we're always talking, especially on our weekend show, about the many ways to say I love you. And at most, I could only get to like 6. I kept getting stuck at 6, but now we have 15. And it's a wonderful thing. Thank you so much, Darcy Ann, for your message. Now that we have this, it's going to be a super awesome. I'm going to post this up somewhere so I don't forget this, because this is a super awesome message, because I can express my love to everyone all over the world in their languages, which is a beautiful thing. Alright, so now thank you for that, and let's check out 2 songs before we move on. The first song is requested by Katie of the USA, Bang 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 by High 4, and Paulina Yoko of Mexico wants to hear Sugar 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 by La Boom. Boom. We just heard Bang 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 by High 4, followed by Sugar Sugar by Love Boom. And you're listening to Music Access with me, Benji of BIG, and our mini corner every Sunday in the second hour, Just Ask Benji. Right now, let's get to some of the questions that came in for Just Ask Benji right now. And we have Kim Chenang from Korea saying, Ben DJ, hello, what is Ben DJ up to these days? I was thinking about going traveling because I finally got a little break. It doesn't have to be anywhere far like outside of the country, but I did find a place I want to go. Aren't you curious? Please be curious. If you're still curious, I'll let you know after I visit this place. We still have lots of time. Ben DJ, how do you rest when you're on break, and where is your best healing place? I'm really curious. Let's see. So what am I up to these days? Work, all this stuff, music, all this stuff. I'm curious about your, where you're gonna go, but, I'm not that curious. No, I'm just kidding. Let me know where you're going. I'm actually really curious. And, how do I rest when I'm on break? A lot of the time I travel, I think. And if I don't have enough time to travel, I find good restaurants, and I go to places where there aren't people. I like my alone time and just thinking about nothing and doing nothing. Having that time to do nothing is actually something that's very, very, very valuable to me. So when I have that kind of break, just going to like a forest or a park and just looking outside is something that's really, really special to me. And then my best healing place, I don't actually have a best healing place, but for me, one of the best things for healing is music. Some of the things when I don't want to have a conversation with someone is I listen to music, I pop tunes, and instead of letting words speak for me, I absorb myself into the music. And that for me really helps me deal with, problems I might have or situations that are, we'll say, not as positive. But yeah. That's the thing that really helps me the most. And thank you for being curious about me as well. And remember, if you want to ask your questions for our Sunday mini corner in the second hour, Just Ask Benji right now, all you need to do is send your questions under the title Just Ask on our message board. Alright, let's check out 2 tracks before we move on back. The first song, melody pick of Thailand, requested Solo by C Clown, and Mika of Japan wants to hear Niga Nega by Mina. We're back, and we just heard Solo by C Clown, followed by Niga Nega by Mina. And you're listening to Music Access with me, Benji of BIG, and our next message comes from Samantha from Australia, saying, "Good day, Benji, how's your weekend? My weekend's been great. Started with my son playing football in the morning. Unfortunately, they lost, but my son, William, kicked a goal from 60 meters, which is quite good for a 17-year-old. My daughter, Danielle, and her friend Natalie went into Melbourne for the Korean festival. Danielle absolutely loved it, trying Korean food, listening to traditional music and K-pop music too. It was quite an enjoyable day out. Sunday is my sleep-in day, the best day of the week for me. Do you have a day when you have a sleep-in? Hope the rest of your weekend is restful for you. Take care. BIG hugs." Ha ha ha, see what you did there. I don't have a day when I can sleep in, but if there's ever like a day where we don't have a schedule, sometimes there's an opportunity to kind of rest in a little bit. But in the end, that kind of time for me is, time that could be spent doing, something else. Because, as idols, we have a lot of various kind of environments and things that we need to do, not just singing and dancing. So for me, sleeping in is not too high on my priorities list, but more about, what can I do with my time? So, yeah, days when I sleep in, I love them, but not really that often as I'd hope. But, congratulations on your son, and I'm glad your daughter and her friend are getting into this Korean culture because it is amazing. Alright, thanks for your message, and now let's check out 2 songs before we move on. The first song is Seoul by B1A4, requested by the Philippines' Tony, followed by Not Over You by New East, requested by Kirine of Thailand. We're back, and we just heard Soul by B1A4, followed by Not Over You by New East. Now it's back to our message time, and our next message comes from Monica Liseth Torres from Mexico, saying, "Please help me. I had a date today, but I didn't go. I don't like the boy who invited me. Am I a bad girl? How do I tell him I don't like him? Please help me." Oh no, you let a bro down. I'm so sad for the bro. If you have a date, and you don't want to go, you should just tell him straight out you don't want to go from the get-go, because that's how to be a pro, you know what I'm saying? Yo, no, but for real, if you have a date set up with someone that you don't like, and you don't want to go, then at least I feel like you have an obligation to tell him, I know I agreed to go on a date today, but honestly, I feel like this date isn't quite, my style. I'm not quite ready to go on this date. So, maybe next time, that's how you can put it off. You can say next time, or, and then just put it off if you feel bad about it. But then, if you really want to be straight with him, just tell him straight up, I don't think of you that way, I don't think of you as, a boyfriend material or something. And I'm really sorry, but I don't want to go on a date with you. You could be very straight and blunt about it like that. Or you could also just be very, just very nice about it. I'm really sorry, but I think we should just be friends. I think that's a good way to say it. Just tell him that you want to be friends instead of, boyfriend and girlfriend. But if you have a date scheduled, you should at least show up before, the scheduled time, because, as a guy going to a location that's set up for a date or something, and then not having anyone show up with no further notice is something that's very just like, oh, so what happened? And then it brings a lot of ideas, because, not just girls, but guys tend to think a lot too, Monica. So you're not a bad girl, but next time, or even now, if it's not too late, let him know that you don't really want to go on this date, and just, let him down gently. Just tell him you want to be friends, and that you don't think of him as, a boyfriend or a boyfriend candidate, I guess. But, good luck on your situation. I hope it works out. And remember, at least you should at least be honest with your feelings about him. All right, Monica, good luck with your situation, and thank you so much to everyone for sending in your messages. I hope you were able to participate in our Sunday Corner message time and Just Ask Benji right now. It's a lot of fun as always. And remember, you can download the Arirang Radio or TuneIn Radio app on your smartphones and send us messages through the app using the comment function if you want to, send us messages. And you can also listen to us by visiting our website www.arirangradio.com/musicaccess and also leave messages there on our message board as well. Alright, now let's check out 2 tracks before we move on back. The first song is You Know I'm No Good by Amy Winehouse, followed by Don't Stop the Music by Jamie Cullum. And it's time to say goodbye. Our last song for today is The Look of Love by Sergio Mendes featuring Fergie. This was Benji of B.I.G. and as always, I'll be back.